So some Republicans are talking about the future of aid to Ukraine and questioning whether funding levels should stay at the same levels, given that the Biden administration hasn't laid out an end game. What would you say about the future?
Well, the funding levels are always going to be a discussion, but when you combine the funding levels with the types of equipment that we're sending, that's probably more important than the funding level. But the most important thing that especially Congress should be talking about is the accountability when we send something, money, equipment, to Ukraine. We need to account that it got there. It didn't get sidetracked into a black market, but it got utilized in the way that was intended. Because when you do that and have that accountability, then we're going to understand more on a lot of things. Number one, have we got our system right? Number two, how does our equipment work? And number three, most importantly, is it having the effect in deterring and defeating Putin and his gang of thugs when it comes to them trying to do what they're trying to do?
Congress has sent $113 billion to Ukraine so far. Only about $62 billion of that has gone towards, what you're talking about, military equipment, direct security aid. So some Republicans have discussed looking at that other half of the aid that's essentially propping up the government. Do you think that's an area where Republicans could cut some spending?
Well, I think, again, cutting as opposed to refocusing. For example, there's a significant amount of that money that's going to humanitarian aid, not warfighting. I mean, they're whether it's food, whether it's medical equipment, whether it's just basic telecommunications equipment to keep communications going. So the number one thing we need to be doing as Congress is oversight on the accountability as to if we can get it 90% accurate, we're doing one heck of a job.